boost, right? That didn't make a dang bit of sense, and I never know how to start a video, so yeah, that worked. We're back for more junk, into junk, and progress on junk. So after everything's been sitting, it's been like a week, I've just been cleaning, lots and lots of cleaning. I mean, I have not seen it this clean out here in a hot minute. I don't know about you guys. Can't wait for 2 days, I think, for the trash to come, so I can throw all that empty stuff away and clean up my grill. But we're out here playing with the little S10 that could. If you're new to the channel at all, this is my 1983 short bed S10. Stock bottom end 5.3. Two 3582R VS Racing turbos. It's a Turbo 400, Jegster roll cage. It's the traditional recipe for the channel. Cheap, garbage, fast. We'll go back to cheap and garbage because you only choose two of those three. So yeah, it's gonna be, I have Holley Terminator. It's actually when I've been cleaning. I got my old aluminum 5.3 from the Envoy that I blew up, slid over here. I've been getting some of the coil pack stuff ready. Lots of just this and this and this and me moving around trying to find stuff, because digging around into the S10 I found like 10 boxes I hadn't even opened. Like I said, we have the Holley Terminator, we have our torque converter down here, we have seat stuff here, we have seat harness stuff there, we have seats in the car, we have all of our intercooler stuff here, we have intercooler stuff here, we have a fuel cell there, we have injectors in a box there, we have, it's just so much stuff. With that being said, I've been looking into my SquareMax duramax stuff for the K30, and I'm having a huge mental dilemma, moral dilemma, something dilemma. I'm having a very hard time not just buying all the duramax stuff and jumping straight to the duramax swap. I want to focus on this. I do want to get this done, and I don't know, just forward in progress. Like I said, I have everything. I mean, it's manual rack swapped already. We have the motion column in. I literally need to buy a fuel pump. I would like to buy the motion column dash mount that holds a little 3.5-inch dash, and then I want to buy the Terminator ECU mount for the roll cage. So I need to buy 3 things for motion, and it would run and drive. Probably should finish that first. So instead of continually rambling, I need this oil pan on that motor. Let's drill some holes in this thing and weld some fittings on, swap it over, and figure out where we're going from there. Not enjoy that. So all cast LS pans suck because they're so dirty. I welded half, a little more than half, and I'll do the other half in just a minute. Try and get this one. The inside, no matter how much I clean it, it's just popping and spitting junk at me. So now I'm going to flap all this back down and go back over it. I don't even know if I'm getting that in camera really good. Yeah, that just turned out into a giant booger pile, so I'm gonna go through and clean that all out. It's pretty much the same down there, but up here, as long as I can recreate this on this side, I'm good. And I may end up sealing it with some JB weld or something on the outside. The inside, see, it came out nice on that one. I think that one's all nice and flush and smooth if it wants to focus, but yeah, that one is, ugh, gross. Definitely gonna be cleaning that up. But, well, we got all the welder and stuff out. Figured today we'll do a little bit of fab day. A little bit of welding stuff up. So, as you can tell, I'm looking around like a monkey with my head off. we got to fix this. So what it is what you're looking for. Actually, you can see it better this way. The rack has to be straight, and if anything, I need it out just a little more. So I'm gonna loosen those two bolts. I'm gonna put a slug in there that I made. So where did I got that guy? Oh, it stinks from all the burning oil in that pan. God. So I just took a nice piece of, let's say it's like almost quarter wall. It's 3/16 wall. And as you can see here, nice tight snug fit. So obviously we'll cut it to length, slug the inside, and then we'll weld around that once we get the rack straightened out. So go ahead and loosen that up, get all this plugged in, start knocking that out. There's one weld on the cage I want to redo. Just little stuff that had prevented me from putting this truck together. I don't understand why. I mean, like I said, I literally have ignition, well, entire ECU, ignition, everything. I have all my turbo stuff, I have my coils. I mean, I have every single piece, minus probably a legitimate driveline. I have one that was cobbled together that I think fits, but I don't want to use that one for the power this truck is going to make and the way I started off building it versus the way I am building it now. Yeah, I don't want to have that on there. So that and the stock 10 bolt that's back there and welded, those are going to be some no-nos. So like I said, get all this hooked up, get a GoPro out here, get this piece fitted and welded in, and then we'll start looking on the inside about the other things that I got done and have been doing and plan to do, and steering column, blah 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 blah. Rambletron, random video day. Let's keep at it. So I know where I put everything real fast. I got the spacer. This is gonna clean out the inside of that, and basically to explain why I'm going through and doing this. That should be loose enough. I was in a hurry when I did this the first time, and it didn't come out exactly the way I wanted it to. It's a little. Which may, it may would have actually worked. May would have actually. That was some great English. It may would. It may have worked, but I'm trying to get myself out of bad building habits, and that would have made my alignment off enough that it would have bothered me. I want to get out of that. I don't want to do things that are okay anymore, or because they work. Yeah, I had to go back, and I had to fix this, which sucks. Not necessarily the most fun thing to do, but at the same time, I'm happier because I know this is what I wanted. This is built the way I wanted it, the way everything was supposed to be the first time. I should have done that. I shouldn't have half-assed it, but I did. I don't want that. I want everything to be a little better this time, so let's grab my hammer. And we'll peek and see what that looks like. That wheel's straight. That wheel's straight. And I should run a nice tackle around that. I think I'm just gonna. Okay, it's still level. It didn't go up all crazy. And yes, I like that. While we're here, we got these guys to weld out, so let's just get a little bit of a weld press.
Would you look at that?
Man, I'm just not one of those guys who has a good plan set. Like, I got something in my mind. I plan it out. Like, alright, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna stick to that idea, we're not gonna change it. And yeah. Everything then just goes crap. This clip. Filmed it 6 times. Just not what I wanted. This all came out great. Got the back sides of all these Johnnies welded, so I can actually go through and clean up and paint all this. Make sure the bolts are in, everything's still straight. Did get a nice 2 pass over this guy. This is not going anywhere now. I know for certain that all of these are solid. I mean, I could weld this to this, but yeah, it's welded down here, and it's welded to this, and then it's welded back here in this little valley, so I think we're pretty good there. I mean, what the... Gotta love that. But, there's little stuff that still is just bugging the crap out of me. And I think that's where I lost my motivation, as I was envisioning something more when I was building this, and it just started to turn out. It looks like someone cut the throttle cable hole. Like, I swear to God that was cut with a hatchet. Like, so I'm gonna clean this up and put like a washer over it, or just a piece of metal, and then drill another hole. I'm gonna make a piece that will fill in this top part for how we got the column moved down here now. Trim that. I'm probably gonna end up covering this hole because I think I'm gonna have the holly come out of the wiring out of over here somewhere, and then yeah, just I didn't do these, and you know, like you can see that, right? And it's a terrible patch panel. I didn't do that, and I don't. Just other people's work bugs the crap out of me sometimes. So yeah, that's bothering me. That's, yeah, like I said before. Ooh. In here, I wonder if the camera is actually gonna focus on these. This is a great weld. I got that. I'm stoked on that. Stoked up here. Stoked, all stoked. Not stoked. So I gotta blend this one a little bit more. and then go back through and hot pass it nice and pretty. It's just that little stuff, man. Like, you start filming something and then you have an idea and you want to make content and you're focusing on the content, and so the quality started to lack. Yeah, now I'm rambling again, which I didn't want to do it. Okay, so we got the pan done. We got the rack and stuff done. I had talked about previously, and grab this piece of metal. I talked about previously lowering the steering column. I am tall. Like Cletus, I'm very tall. I'm 6'4", so I mean that's not tall to a lot of people, but to me, and to S10s, that's tall. So, like we talked about, I want the column about here. Maybe down even almost like this. It's a good drop. Yeah, that's a good 4-inch drop or something. I almost got to the point of cutting these out, and then watching some KSR fabrication on Mullet, obviously, because Cletus is my idol. I got the idea from seeing how Kevin dropped Cletus's steering column. Cletus's column just has a nice little bracket. It's, you know, a little piece that would bolt here, have some drop, and then another piece that would bolt and accept that part. Got me thinking, how am I gonna do that? Duh, I'll make it myself. So, Home Depot, some 3/16 plate, got our measurement. We're gonna just chop it out around the corners, make 2 holes, and we'll throw this in real quick, bolt that up flat, and then we'll weld some little spacers to it. So I'll knock that out real quick like this. Would you just focus and look at it? Oh, I could just stare at this, sorry. Yeah, obviously I have to weld it. These aren't gonna be the final bolts. These ones will be, the top ones, because those are factory, but the bottom ones were just so I could position this. I do need to trim that bottom hole a little bit. And then now I gotta situate the gas pedal to make sure the gas pedal works. But I got my buttons. It's not sitting up super high like it was. It's not sitting too low. I got just enough clearance. I think this is actually a pretty comfy, put my foot down here, and yeah, this would be a nice cruising position, you know. I switch hands. The shifter's in a nice, where's the shifter? Shifter's in a nice spot. And like I said, I'm building this truck for me and not for somebody else. So yeah, somebody else goes to get it, I go to sell it. They might have difficulties being I'm tall and they might not be, and blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I'm building this how I wanted it. So, like I said before, we need a bar to go there. And then I do need a C-pillar, no wait, C-pillar, a harness bar. So I'll have a little hoop, and then I'm gonna have it come super tight across the back, so I can actually mount the back of this Jegster seat. And yeah, I got plenty of head clearance, and I'm actually sitting straight. I mean, yeah, that's actually pretty good. I'll have finally decided at some point, am I gonna do a dash mount? I don't know, I've been thinking of the painless. They have the push buttons and all the switches up here, or like an arc like the 240 had, but I knocked that guy out. I'm happy with that now. This, you know, that's pretty nice looking. I'll do a little grinding on the edge so that sits a little more flush. Obviously weld part of that out. This is something we got to figure out at some point, but I need to throw a new sticker because obviously we have a Turbo 400. And then I got the buttons. And then I got buttons for it's just been one of those days. I'm happy to be able to sit in my truck and go burn, 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 and, you know, driving is just, whoa, that seat's not mounted. But you know what? Like I said, an hour a day, get caught on your engine. I'm a professional. But yeah, so you know what, we did stuff. It's actually been like 2 hours. It's been a little longer than I wanted to, but I got the oil pan done. That made me happy because now I can actually swap this pan onto that motor and then put that motor back in there. I guess I gotta throw the converter in first and little odds and ends, but you guys go ahead and let me know. Do you want to see an in-depth series of me putting the S10 together? Or do you just want me to smash this thing out, a couple short videos, you know, do a bunch of stuff behind the scenes so we're back to burnouts and turbo LS stuff, Holly tuning, and etc, etc. Go get it dynoed, see what that little guy can make. I personally just want to jump straight into the Duramax. I posted it for part out today and I got like 100 messages in an hour. It was pretty ridiculous. It's literally just sitting on the other side of that garage door and it's just been sitting. Speaking of garage doors, kind of ramble and odd. Sears garage door opener from like the 60s or 70s, like super old. It's, I don't even know if they had them that old, but it's old. The house was built in the 30s, but it had a remodel done in 78 or something, so that didn't work. I got it to work recently by figuring out where this wiring went, so now all that functions. So I just got to get this, you know, the actual chains, and then the spring is broken, so I got to get a new spring. But once that's all fixed, I'll have a working garage door, so it'll be a lot easier to work through there when, yeah, it's just house stuff. Getting all the house stuff done, like I said, allows me to work on cars. Like we have been. Look at that, S10 Progress. With that, I'm gonna leave you guys here. Like I said, let me know in the comments below. Short progress series, long progress in-depth series. Up to you guys. But with that, like, comment, subscribe, let your friends know. Average Joe Builds. We're out of here.